How's it going, everybody? In today's video, we're going to be walking through why I think networking is super stupid for a CSM job hunter, as well why you're wasting time and what you should be doing instead. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Noah. I'm an enterprise CSM. I've helped over 107 CSMs get jobs all without networking. And I want to start off this conversation with a proof point. This was somebody on LinkedIn, a very well-known enterprise CSM. They had 60 direct referrals, which landed 18 interviews. Of those 18 interviews, zero offers. Instead, they went the application route, 600 applications, 52 interviews, and one final offer. And it just goes to show you, even if you have 60 direct referrals, only 18 of them actually secured an interview, and they went 0 for 18. So when people tell me about you have to get a referral, that's the only way in, I always just reference this data point to show the case that, hey, you know what? It really doesn't all add up. So first and foremost, it's a huge time suck. So your clock is ticking. Your bank account is coming down. You can only handle your boss or your company for so long. Like you only have so many hours in the day. Please do not blow them on pointless coffee chats that will lead to nowhere. The next thing is feeling busy versus productive. Like obviously it feels good to stack these meetings, but if they're not yielding any interviews or offers, it's truly a waste of effort. You've had no ROI. And every minute you spend not developing your skill set is a minute lost forever. You can never get that time back. And so for me, if you're not prioritizing your results, such as focusing on improving churn rates or crafting case studies or anything that proves that you're better, faster, it's a huge waste of time. It also risks everybody's reputation. So you're borrowing credibility from somebody. So asking someone to vouch for you can also backfire. If you fail, they look bad too, right? People forget about the other person on the other side of the coin. It's also like a guilt trip waiting to happen. Owing somebody for an intro can suck you into repaying favors that actually don't serve your long-term goals. There's also a high stakes, low reward. A recommendation from someone who barely knows you is not exactly bulletproof. I've had so many people reach out to me. Can you give me a referral letter? Can you give me a reference? Can you give me an intro? It's like, no, I don't know you. Why would I risk my own reputation for a complete stranger? Doesn't make any sense. Why would somebody else do so? There's also proof over promises. Like, let your track record of measurable impact speak for itself. You don't need somebody to refer you. You don't need an in. You need results. It's also super annoying. Like, it's very spammer. Nobody wants to say, hey, can I pick your brain? And then at the end of the conversation, do you have any openings? Or I saw that there was an opening. Like, nobody wants that. There's also so much fake friendships. Like, I'm a huge believer in real conversations. They try to do a forced rapport, they become cringy, and people can just tell that you're actually after something. One too many desperate DMs on your name is a do not hire list. Like, how often do you want to see that same person DMing you? You probably don't want to see it. And there's confidence is greater than clinging. If you're good, you don't need to chase. The jobs will come to you. It's the oldest mentality in the book. So it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's super outdated, and everybody, of course, on LinkedIn wants to push that. But there's actually a lot more automated screenings. It's a lot more data-driven hiring, more than socializing and schmoozing. And tech has changed the game. If you're not leveraging skill-based platforms or building tangible proof, you're completely behind. Like your network is not going to come and save you. So many times I've seen people post on LinkedIn asking for a handout, asking for any intros or any connections, and they get a lot of comments and a lot of likes and a lot of thumbs up or you got this. And guess what it leads them to? Absolutely nowhere, right? Like it doesn't do anything for you. And then next is evolve or get left behind. Show real results, real metrics. Stop relying on old school mantras. A really big part of this is nobody is coming to save you. So there's a big handout myth that a referral is a golden ticket, and it's not. You still need to prove that you're the best fit. You also need to beat out all the other candidates, even if you do get an interview from that referral. Also, waiting for someone to open a door just stalls your own growth. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, you don't need to hopefully, oh, this referral might come through, this recruiter friend might hook me up. It's like, no, like, you need to take action. Also, you're the hero of your own story. Like, act like nobody's going to save you because they're not. And you should also be owning the outcome. Like, focus on building undeniable skills that eliminate the need for a savior. It's also an oversaturated area with noise. So everybody's doing it, right? How many DMs do you think hiring managers and recruiters are getting today? Probably absurd. Are you just going to be another one who sends them a DM who says, I'm a perfect fit for the role. I know I can do this. Like, do you know how many messages they're getting that every single day from people? Probably hundreds. And you're just going to be lost in the mix. It's also an echo chamber. Same conversations, same people, same stale advice. No real innovation. As well, like, be the signal, not the noise. Metrics, portfolio, proven results will cut through the fluff. It also creates a false sense of productivity. So there's busy work and there's real work. You feel active when you're sending DMs, but are you actually getting closer to a job? There's also the idea of like vanity metrics, like, oh, I have 1,000 LinkedIn contacts, it looks cool. It doesn't mean you're actually going to land any interviews. You also need to check your outcomes. Like, if your efforts don't yield tangible wins and just feel good, then you're just pretending. As well, like, I think you need to stay laser focused on your goals here. Use that energy to master the CS world, or compile case studies, or work on your talk tracks, things that actually help you move the needle forward. You can also undersell your real skills. So constantly chasing intros distracts you from the fact that you can reduce turn rates, that you were a President's Club winner, that you're an enterprise CSM. Like, when you're trying to chase that, you're actually forgetting of what all you've done and all your accomplishments thus far. It also dilutes your value. You become the guy or the girl who knows people instead of the guy or girl who can deliver value. And you should also just let your numbers speak for themselves. Like, for CSM role, retention and upsell metrics beats name dropping any day of the week. And then you should also be focusing on your core strengths. Keep the conversation about your impact and not your connections. It also breeds very awkward power dynamics. So there's also strings attached to that favor that somebody did for you that can come back and bite you later. And also there's a really big depth on, or really big focus on, transactions over relationships. So genuine connections can morph into IOUs and nobody likes feeling used. And there's also a free agent or a pawn. Like, don't let obligatory paybacks derail your career direction as a whole. You should have real independence from your real ability to drive customer success. It also completely relies on external factors, most of which you cannot control. So you have zero control. You can't dictate someone else's timing, memory, willingness to help, internal influence, and you cannot control any of that. And I don't believe that luck is a strategy. Like, hoping for a magical introduction is as reliable as winning the lottery. And you should be taking the wheel. Like, double down on what you can control. Your portfolio, your achievements, your learning curve, your talk tracks, your accomplishments, everything that you can actually put a pin in that you've done. And also build your own path. Like, when you produce undeniable results, opportunities will chase you. It's not the other way around. If the job is posted, they need your resume, not your day. So if a company is posting a job on LinkedIn, they're clearly hiring. If they bother to post an opening, which they paid for, by the way, they're actively collecting resumes. They don't want direct random messages from everybody. And also follow their process. Submitting your credentials to the official channels ensures you're actually in the running. When you DM the hiring manager, all they're going to simply say is, hey, that's annoying. Or maybe they won't say that, but they think it's annoying. And they'll simply say, please apply on the company website. They're still going to tell you, hey, thanks so much for your message. I'll keep an eye out for your resume. Please go apply. At the end, you still have to apply. And then as well, it's like, can this person even follow directions? If you can't even follow the process, it also is a red flag. Like, hey, I can't follow the instructions. I can't follow the process. As well, your resume is the MVP. Let your accomplishments do the talking, not your fancy LinkedIn profile. Strong achievements and measurable results will always trump, hey, can we talk? Hey, I'm a perfect fit. Hey, I can do this. And people overestimate the power of a single introduction. So one intro isn't magic. Getting introduced might open a door, but it won't automatically land you a role. You still have to crush the interviews, the panel presentations, QBRs, the VPs, the culture fit. There's so many rounds beyond just getting an intro. It's also zero guarantee. Even if your friend introduces you to the VP, that doesn't mean that you're a fit for the profile that they need just because you know somebody who knows somebody. There's also a lot of high hopes and low return. You spend energy chasing that golden connection, yet the payoff might be minimal if you're not already a perfect fit. So I really think you should be focusing on building skills and proven results that will be better than those special intros every single time. Companies want impact, measurable impact, not a prom king or queen. So results is always going to be stronger than popularity. Being well connected might get you seen, but it will not get you hired if you cannot deliver. And then metrics that matter. In CSM, can you reduce churn? Can you increase retention? Can you drive upsells? Those numbers will sell better than any networking event. You should also be indispensable. When your metrics speak volumes, you do not have to beg for attention. The companies will find you. And lastly, just cut the BS. Like, instead of paying or playing the who knows who game, if you put in a killer portfolio that screams, I can handle your customers better than anybody else, you're going to be the one that they're going to want to talk to. Hopefully this helps, and hopefully this dispels a lot of that networking fluff that we see on LinkedIn. Again, do not rely on others to take control of your life. Do the work, do the applications, throw the coffee chats out the window. I promise you, you'll do a lot better. Take care.